Yeah, so we met in Belfast. I was doing voluntary youth work, and Adam does family support work. And we met here. We fell in love here. I mean, we traveled all around here and the south. And then we found out about Olivia, and my visa was running out at the time. So we agreed, okay, we'll go to the States, have her there. And then we weren't sure as to what we were going to do, if we were going to live in the States or if we were going to come back here. But Adam's family are here. His grandfather was sick, and they hadn't met Olivia. So we thought, right, we'll go visit them, and we'll see what we want to do once we're over there and once things settle a bit. We applied, and then that's when they refused it, because we applied from within the UK.
The initial spouse visa was refused May 2018. I suppose that was the first of the refusals, and I suppose some emotional distress too at that time. We didn't really foresee how this was all going to pan out in the future. Yeah. So we initially then had a right to appeal with this UK spouse visa. We got representation from a solicitor as well. And we were proceeding with that at the time, quite taken back, but we were given a hearing date for August 24th. Okay. And at that time we were unaware of other visa options, and we actually sought the opinion of a second solicitor, just given everything that was going on, which is why we were advised to apply for another visa via the European Economic Area route, which is the EEA visa. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So August 24th, we adjourned the hearing actually as my grandfather had passed away middle of August. So on top of the visa sort of issue, then Granda was sick. So we adjourned that case with everything else going on in around that time. And then it was decided that we applied for the EEA application on the 5th of October. So already it was sort of a drawn out process, but October 5th, the EEA application was sent off, all the documents collated, representation once again from a solicitor, and we were kind of hopeful that we would have the rights for Christina to be able to reside here, the mother of an Irish citizen and the wife as well. We sort of anticipated that, okay, we'll go down this route and hopefully we'll see some success. So beginning of October, the application was put in, and Friday before last, so the 7th of December, we received a phone call while we were driving from Border Force to say the visa had been refused on the basis that I hold a British nationality. That's what we got on the telephone call, and that as a result of the visa being refused, we will now have to arrange a formal interview December 17th and plan for Christina's removal. That was the phone call. Our solicitors hadn't received any official documentation from the Home Office. We hadn't received any official documentation from the Home Office. All we had to go on was a phone call. So we were unaware for actually a week after that we anticipated having a right to appeal, and it turned out in the letter that we didn't have a right to appeal, which under Article 8 of Family Rights is unlawful. So even within the application we were given no right to appeal. So we're challenging the fact that the Home Office have given us no right to appeal.
Yeah.
So, and that brings us up to Border Force on Monday, the 17th of December. And we were asked to come to the Belfast International Airport. And Christina was only the one that had security clearance, or we thought she had security clearance. It turns out Christina's passport, Border Force had anticipated the Home Office had sent it to us, and at that time they hadn't. Now we have since received the passport, so the interview was done rather informally.
It was just miscommunication. Every time we've contacted Border Force, it's been miscommunication on our ends, the solicitor's end, and Border Force. So there's never been So we've never really known what's been going on. We have been informing Border Force as opposed to the Home Office or solicitors informing them. And as Adam said, we went in for that formal interview, and the officer said, so we've booked a flight and it's at 6:50 a.m. on the 4th of January, and the flight is booked for Spain. It's a one-way flight for yourself.
And what happens is Christina will turn up at Belfast International Airport, and someone from immigration will meet Christina, ensure she is on the flight. And what happens after that, we have been given no indication. There has been no terms of accommodation if somebody will meet us. You have literally put the wife and mother of a citizen of here on a plane to Spain with no plan of action whatsoever. This whole situation has obviously caused stress, a lot of emotional distress, depressive states of mood at times, and under Border Force's bail conditions, which have been implemented, Christina must reside in my mother's house and must not work. My mother lives in Portstewart, so this is where Christina spends most of her time. I work here, I study here 2 nights a week, Monday and a Wednesday, therefore I spend in particularly the first aspect of the week in Belfast. But even as a family, our rights living here, we are separated.
Any reasoning for this?
No reason. It was just that's one of the requirements.
So they said that you couldn't live with your husband and your child?
No.
We have to check in. So they took Christina's passport, and this has been ongoing since July. They took Christina's passport, and we have to check in almost every 4 weeks as to regards what our situation is. And every time the letter is sent out, there's 2 X's beside "you must reside at this address" and "you must not work." Now, this is the start of family life. This is the start of a marriage. We came home here hoping to settle, and even the impact then that this has on Olivia, that I'm only seeing Olivia, a few days a week. I'm up here trying to concentrate on work, study, and then you've Christina back home who has no rights, little access to social activities, friends. We know few people up in Portstewart, few people in Belfast, but no means, would it be Christina's best friends are in America, families in America. But the fact is, Christina loves life here, wants to work here, came here to volunteer with disengaged young people for a year.
And that was all in Belfast. So because I'm in Portstewart, I never lived in Portstewart before. I don't have, again, family and a bunch of friends in Portstewart, so it is isolating. There's nothing that we can do, and there's no explanation as to why I even have to live there, as opposed to here with my husband.
We don't see why there's an issue as to why we cannot share residence. Now the time is then split, so there's no stability. There has been no stability since Olivia's been born. We came back here 6 weeks after Olivia was born, anticipating I could go back to work and we would hope that this issue would be resolved. And 11 months later, we're still trying to fight, and we've had solicitor representation, and now there seems to be a bit more of attention being given to the story, especially with the latest threat to removal coming up to Christmas. We just celebrated Olivia's first birthday last Wednesday, my 30th, our wedding anniversary yesterday, and we've got this hanging over us coming into Christmas that you're being told you're putting a flight to Spain. We were only aware that this was something that had been introduced with Theresa May recently. We did not anticipate being involved in this. I think it's absolutely insane, and I have this conversation every day with different people about our circumstances, and usually whenever you talk about something more, the issue, you sort of become a bit more relaxed or accepting of it. I'm the opposite. Every time I talk about this and see people's reactions on the street, strangers, people in work, families I'm working with, friends, everybody has the same viewpoint. It's absolutely insane that a family, with me being a citizen of here, lived here, worked here, studied here, family here, everything I have is here, our stability is here. And at the minute we have been told that basically your wife is being put in a plane and that you have no stability. We should have the right, as is every other family, and not to mention there's a 1-year-old in the middle of this. Now Olivia is oblivious in terms of her age, but the impact of not having a present father there, of that early years development, communication, relationship, love, opportunity, everything at the minute has been stripped away from us the past year.
Well, that's what I would say. I would just say, how would you look at a family and say, we're going to take your your child and your husband away from you, or we're going to take you away from them. It's just the mental state that puts you in. I mean, it's such a low place, I think, for both of us. And I don't know how anyone would expect two people to be going through this and to be strong for their, their child, for themselves, keep a relationship, healthy, and be good parents to a 1-year-old. I mean, having a child, I think many parents would agree that it's one of the hardest years of your life is right after you have a child, and you throw this into that. It's just been mentally, it's been exhausting. And I feel that Olivia, we can't be the people that she needs us to be because we have this over our heads, and there's no stability. There's no security.
The financial impact that
or
this has
consistency.
caused. I mean, even like all our money has basically been fighting this, appealing, looking into this, and 11 months, into it, we are no further forward.